middle of Black History Month, we are learning about an exhibit right here in the mid-state that historians are calling the most complete look at slavery in state history.
Really something. In fact, Fox 17's Justin McFarland shows us how a 7th grader's curiosity turned into a life's work.
This is a Washington family tree. It spans 11 generations.
John Baker Jr. is taking a trip back in time.
He was the cook on the plantation. He died in 1907.
It's a journey that began when he was in grade school.
When I was a 7th grader, we used a Tennessee textbook called Your Tennessee, and I spotted a photograph of 4 former slaves, only entitled Black Tennesseans, and I later learned from my maternal grandmother that they were her grandparents, 2 of them.
Over the next 30 years, Baker researched his family and other slaves on the Wessington plantation.
It's a page of a birth register of the slaves on the plantation.
His research eventually turned into a book, and then this exhibit at the Tennessee State Museum.
Well, I always hung around older people listening to their stories, and so when I found out the connection to the photograph, finding out that that was my great-great-grandparents, that was all I really needed to inspire me to keep digging further.
In 1860, the 13,000-acre property in Robertson County produced more than 250,000 pounds of tobacco. That made it the largest tobacco producer in the country. It also made it the largest slave plantation in the state.
Even within bondage, these people were able to build lives and sustain families. And plus, these enslaved people were basically the drive behind our Tennessee economy.
Rob Dehart is the museum curator. He says the letters, photos, wills, and deeds that the Wessingtons kept make this exhibit one of a kind.
Well, this exhibit looks at enslaved people here in Tennessee in a way that I think is more complete picture of what their lives were like than we've seen in a lot of other exhibits.
And every time I got caught, I had to endure the whip. But ain't no dog or white overseer can stop me.
The exhibit is also interactive with lots of video and reenactments. Baker is hoping that everyone who comes for a visit will walk away with the whole truth of Tennessee's past.
A lot of the youth are not aware of all the sacrifices that our people had to go through.
In downtown Nashville, Justin McFarland, Fox 17 News.
Those images are something. This exhibit, by the way, will be up all the way through August the 31st, and it is free to the public.